What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade Gundam Schwarzette from Gundam The Witch from Mercury. Originally the next series of Jeturk mobile suits that would succeed in the Darilbalde's concepts, it was put through development hell until the gun format was provided to Jeturk Heavy Machinery, reviving it in the form of a Gundam. For 1900 yen, you expect to get quite the part count. Well, on the contrary, you get a measly 4 original runners and 2 sticker sheets, although one of them being plastic stickers, which does help spruce up the otherwise ever familiar G-Witch build of armor halves being held together with various joint parts and C-clips, though with the use of small parts around the head, I will advise extra caution. Aside from the simple structure, the gates are placed on the edges or flat surfaces, so nub cleanup shouldn't be an issue, especially when the kit is mostly white, although the semi-gloss black will be a bit tricky to handle. Aside from some infinitesimal hiccups, the build is enjoyable and shouldn't take too long for anyone. Though if you're asking whether or not the prototype version will be made into a kit, the runners don't really say much besides the D-runner being suspiciously small, the missing other half most likely being the parts needed for the alternate face and covers for the shell units. Even with no effort beyond a quick snap assembly, the high-grade Schwarzette looks fantastic and represents its source materials well. The proportions are bang on, giving it a deathly sinister aura, and the engineering eliminated any visual imperfections like seam lines except the one under the armpit and on the base of the abs. Part separation deserves some props as well, since despite it only using 3 main colors throughout the design, the stickers are only isolated to the beautiful two-tone shell units on the forehead, clavicles, chest, shoulders, forearms, and thighs, which really help with sprucing up the overall drab color scheme. Unless you chose the inactive variants, which are also provided, or go without stickers completely, which doesn't look too bad, though the smoke pieces aren't opaque enough to cover up the fact that there's no detail underneath for you to paint in, never mind the bare surfaces, but it does allow for the stickers to shine through more effectively. Generally, the high-grade Schwarzette looks beautiful out of the box, though one major gripe I have with the appearance is the color accuracy, as the kit is in almost a pure white with a barely discernible tinge of grey when it should have leaned further into the latter. Moreover, you'll have to paint in the backpack thrusters and, more optionally speaking, the pink dots inside the head Vulcans for 100% accuracy, though I would still recommend a touch of panel lining at the very least to enhance the visuals, as the white does wash out the healthy amounts of surface detail. Articulation starts with the double ball jointed head, though the ring and the separate front fins make it slightly harder to grip. The arms are on ball jointed sockets, and unrestricted shoulders, as well as a fairly good arm raise after moving the shoulder armor. There's a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and ball jointed wrists. The torso and ab ball joints work together to provide great crunches and a full waist rotation. The front and back skirts and hip plates can move, while the legs can kick greatly towards the front and back, and go just shy of the full side splits. There's a thigh swivel, double jointed knees with a separating armor piece, ball jointed ankle armor, and ball jointed feet with a dedicated ankle tilt, movable hooves, and rotating heels. Finally, the backpack thrusters and hardpoints can move. The articulation of the Schwarzette is good on the whole, while the structure feels very sturdy, though the feet may be a bit problematic for balance. Deploying the heels will eliminate that issue completely. Aside from the included holding hands, left open palm, and arm mounted revolvers, the only weapon included is the multi-purpose attack and defense platform, the Guardian. The large mass of the sword has no bearing on the kit, though the mostly white body looks a tad dull without enhancing the surface detail. In its current Guardian sheath mode, it has sword and shield functionalities with its sheer mass, with the addition of the electromagnetic barriers it can generate, but also has range capabilities like the omni-azimuth laser for printing newspapers at speed, let's say, or function as the beam gatling with the barrels at the tip after flipping out a handle for support. Additionally, the support handle can also function as a peg to plug the weapon onto any of the hardpoints for storage, which would more often than not lead to some weight issues on the ground. Though, that's not all. The sheath of the Guardian can detach from the handle and separate from the peg adapters into 6 bit stays for all range attacks and defense, a mode known as Guardian Draw. And thanks to their 3mm holes, any regular Joe with enough action bases or one G-Witch display base can display the bits flying separately. All the while, the beam sword activates with a pink beam instead of a blue one, likely based on Gyobu's art instead of the anime, to initiate combos alongside the bits. Though, since the sword is halfway hollow and the beam can only be comfortably inserted at a specific angle, it's better to exercise caution when inserting the beam. Finally, alongside the already attached peg-to-peg adapters for the sheath mode, 2 other sets of them are included, totaling a pair of long, short, and short ones each. These are for the variable used when forming one of the 4 Guardian marionette modes. After flipping down the heels of the Gundam, attaching the long bits alongside the left edge of the small bits before sandwiching them in and plugging the assembly into a concealed hardpoint on the backpack will yield the mantle-like form, further enhanced by the exposed plastic stickers used for the bits' shell units, providing both a glossy and metallic shine, while the inactive ones don't really slack behind either. If symmetry is more your thing, plugging the long bits into a corner and lower hole of the opposite edge, mirror the process for the other one, and plug the assemblies onto the backpack will yield an X-Wing-like form. Should you want to place them lower, plugging the bits into the corners allows you to mount the X-Wing configuration on the back skirt. Finally, if you're more reserved, plugging 2 of the long bits to the back skirt directly, then plugging the remainder into one corner of the small bits and onto the backpack will yield what I like to call the folded peacock tail. And this is what I think makes the Schwarzette unique, as you can configure the looks however you want, especially outside the officially documented configurations with the help of the adapters and hardpoints to make your own kit look unique. Having laid dormant for 5 episodes since its introduction until it was commandeered to pull off a knockoff Reedy Marcinus in the Banshee Norn, its track record in the anime is definitely not the best. While the same can be said for the color accuracy, the rest of the kit I'm damn satisfied with. From the elementary build difficulty, you get a kit that is absolutely beautiful and represents the source material well, while the flexible articulation and solid structure makes posing with the Guardian relatively trouble-free. Speaking of which, the Guardian's many features, forms, and wide display flexibility is easily the highlights of this package, while the convenience of displaying the bits separately being the cherry on top. Sure, apart from the aesthetic issues, the need to swap between adapters of different lengths can grow tedious very easily. Nevertheless, the results are awesome and more often serve to enhance the Gundam in different ways. No, I don't think it is above the Lfrith and Darilbalde on the scale, but the high-grade Gundam Schwarzette is definitely a close third. And that's all for me. Thank you for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys, bye bye.